Hello and welcome to today's video. So this video is my November TBR video and this is a bit different to normal. So recently I've been doing a lot of TBR videos where I test out someone else's game and my overall plan is to make my own game. But this month I've decided not to do that, and the main reason is the other day I was rearranging my bookshelves and I'll put a picture in here. I did one of them rainbow and I really loved it. The plan is pretty much at the very start of January, as soon as the new year starts, I'm going to make my own bookshelves, and the plan is we've got like a little alcove in the bedroom that seems the perfect size to put some shelves in it. It's not very deep, but put some shelves in it and I can have like a whole wall of like my read books in the bedroom. Obviously up here is where I keep like my unread books, or like not read recently sort of thing, but downstairs I keep them all that I've read. So to do that I need some more books that are colourful and have nice spines that can go in the rainbow. So this month I'm not going to get to all the books I show today, just to make that clear. I'm just going to read as many rainbow books as I can, and that is the entire plan. There's no other theory, there's no other idea behind it except for I'm trying to read as many colourful spines as I can to bulk up my rainbow when I make a new bookshelf. And it's also a way that I'm finding I'm going to end up reading a lot of books that I've had for a while and just haven't got around to yet. So I think it's a really good way of like doing things. So yeah, let's get into the books I guess. So I'm kind of going to do it in colour order. So first of all, black. I don't need any black for the rainbow obviously, but the first book I'm going to show is The Hunger Games, and the reason I want to put this one on is because I want to do a reread of the series, and the other two are colourful, so you know, read the first one then you get the other two colourful. This should be a super fast reread, you know, very familiar with the story, watched the movies relatively recently. I will think I've already read the books twice, so this will be a third reread, but my first reread like as an adult, so I'm really intrigued to get around to this and give this a read. So yeah, The Hunger Games, in case you don't know, lots of districts, and every year a male and a female from every district is chosen to go and compete in games where everyone dies except for one winner, and that's where book one starts. I'm not going to go any more into detail, but yeah, really excited. Next up, some pinks. So a book I've been really wanting to read for a while, but I actually only brought a couple of months ago, is Convenience Store Woman. This is about a 36-year-old woman. She works in a convenience store, she doesn't have a boyfriend, and she's been working there 18 years, but her parents want her to get a job and get married. But she's perfectly happy with her life, and it kind of explores the what do you want out of life, like everyone's ideals are different, that sort of thing. I just think it'll be a really nice, easy read, and it's only really thin, so I'm really excited to get to this one. And I also really love the cover. It's just like a little fish of soy sauce. Then the other one in this section is Lauren Graham, Talking as Fast as I Can. This is an autobiography all about Gilmore Girls. It starts at Gilmore Girls and ends at the Gilmore Girls A Year in the Life of. I'm a massive Gilmore Girls fan. This doesn't look pink, but the spine is, and I'm really excited to get to this. And again, it'll be a super quick read. I honestly don't think I've ever read an autobiography either, so this will be really fun to get to and see what's going on. Next, we're heading into the red section, but I'm going to do a series first. So the book with the red spine is Half Bad. This is, to my knowledge, a witchy YA series, and basically I've got the other two books in this section as well. Obviously I do have different colour spines, but I've put them all together because I'm only going to explain the first book. So I will hopefully get around to reading all three, maybe, I don't know. But let's go to the first book. So Half Bad says, meet Nathan Bryn. He's half white witch, half black witch. His mother was a healer. His father is a killer. He's been kept in a cage since he was 14. But if white witches are good and black witches are evil, what happens if you are both? Sounds really interesting, and I really love a good witchy book. Currently I'm halfway through reading the Secret Circle books. and there's like one of the books in the series just isn't in stock anywhere, can't find it anywhere, so that's got a pause on it. So I'm hoping this will fill the need of like a good witchy YA story, and it has relatively good ratings, so I'm hoping I will enjoy it. Then also in the red spine section is Felix Ever After. This is a story about Felix love, and he's never been in love, and he's basically scared of like marginalisation, everything that he associates with himself. He's black, he's queer, and he's transgender. Will he get his own happily ever after? Now, I don't read many contemporaries or many romances, but this sounds really good and it's got really amazing reviews, and also the Waterstones copy has this really cool sprayed edge. So I could not resist, and I'm really hoping I'm going to enjoy this one. Then orange, we have a very cool book. I'd never heard of it before. I found it in like a massive bag of books that I brought ages ago, and this is Wink. This is a middle grade book. Having 2 eyebrows is way overrated. Rose just wants to be normal. He doesn't want to lose his hair or wear a weird hat or have to deal with so-called friends who don't know what to say to the cancer kid. But since his diagnosis of rare eye cancer, blending in is no longer an option for Ross. Filled with humour, heart and backpig comics, this is a story about surviving one wink at a time. Sounds really good, sounds really interesting, and this cover is very like eye-catching. No pun intended, but there definitely was one. And yeah, I just really want to read this. Since I saw it, I've been trying to fit it onto a TBR of a month, and this just seems the perfect way to fit it in, so hopefully I'll get around to this one. And then the other one in the orange spine is I Was Born This Way by Alice Osman. Honestly, I know very little about this. I started reading Alice Osman this year. I've read the 4 Heartstopper novels, and I've also read 2 other books by her, and I've just been, when I see them, I pick them up. This is one I've seen, so I've picked it up. So let's find out what it is. For Angel, life is about one thing: the Ark, a pop rock trio of teenage boys taking the world by storm. Being part of the Ark's fandom has given her everything she loves: her friend Juliet, her dreams, her place in the world. Jimmy owes everything to the Ark. He's their frontman, and playing in a band with his mates is all he's ever dreamed of doing. But dreams don't always turn out to be the way you think. And when Jimmy and Angel are unexpectedly thrust together, they find out how strange and surprising facing up to reality can be. Honestly, don't love the idea of it, but every other book I've read by Alice Osman I've really enjoyed, so I'm assuming I'm really going to enjoy the writing of it, and hopefully I will get gripped on the story. And then we're very quickly onto the yellow section. So I might as well do this one first. This is another Alice Osman. This is Nick and Charlie. Nick and Charlie are the 2 main characters of the Heartstopper novels, but they also were background characters in Solitaire. This book was written as a novella kind of book to Solitaire, so it follows their story. Yeah, so it's after Heartstopper Volume 4. Don't know whether Heartstopper Volume 5 will take place before or after this, but I'm going to give this a read. Really short, and obviously there's going to be illustrations in here somewhere, I assume. Yeah, so there's illustrations in there in places, so definitely excited to give this a go. Then there is Sourdough. I'm really excited to get to this one. I found it in a charity shop. I'd never heard of it before. It is about a software engineer who is given some sourdough starter and told to keep it alive and keep baking, and needs to learn how to bake. That is literally all I know about it. There is a bit of a more in-depth blurb on the inside, but I haven't really read it. I've mainly gone on what I can see on Goodreads, and I did post a picture of this on my Instagram the other day and only got told good things, like a few people that had read it and said it was really good. So really excited to get to this one, and it has a nice yellow spine. Also in this section is The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. This is about Nora. Basically, life's been bad, life's been getting worse, and on her last day on Earth she's transported to what I assume is going to be the Midnight Library. It just says the library, and is given the chance to undo the regrets and see what would have taken place. I don't know a lot else except for that, but it's not particularly long. It's less than 300 pages. The audiobook I've reserved from my library. I'm just waiting for it to be available. So I'm definitely going to get to this at some point, as I can get the audiobook. I think it estimates the 11th of November I'll be able to get the audiobook for this one. And yeah, really excited to read it. I haven't read Matt Haig before, but Jay has, and Jay has enjoyed the books he's read by him. So I think we're both going to give this a go. Then the green section. There's only one here, and that is This Poison Heart. I read Cinderella Is Dead earlier in the year, really enjoyed it, gave it 4 stars, and this has been written by the same author. So I'm really excited to get to it. This one is the first book in the series. The second book isn't out yet, but it's coming out next year, and I'm excited to get to this. It sounds really interesting from what I read. Briseis has a gift. She can grow an apple tree from seed in a heartbeat, and flowers bloom at her touch. And when she inherits an old house, she suddenly has the privacy to test her powers for the first time. But as Brie starts to magic the house's rambling grounds back to life, she finds she has also inherited generations of secrets. In a hidden garden overgrown with the most deadly poisonous plants on earth, a dark legacy lies waiting for her, and Brie's long-departed ancestors won't let her rest until she finds it. Sounds really interesting. Sounds like it's going to be a good, fun, quick read. Can't wait to get to it. Then next up we've got the blue section of the video. This one, I don't actually need many more blue books. I've got a lot on that shelf that I showed at the start, and I've also got some that I didn't put on the shelf because there's so many books with blue spines. But still thought I'd pick them out because there's some that I really want to read. So yeah, don't really need the spine colours here, but still want to get round to reading them. So still going to give it a go. So the first one is Normal People by Sally Rooney. I already own this book. I found it in a charity shop for £1. So Sally Rooney has recently released more books. Like, this is just, I don't know if this is a debut or just the most well-known one, but I already own this. And I'm pretty sure the writing style is similar in all books. I've tried to read this once already, couldn't get into it. The writing style is very full, very blocky. There's no speech marks, there's no nothing. I don't know if I'm going to enjoy this. I don't know if I'm going to read it, but if I do read it, I do end up enjoying it. Then it means I do like the writing style, and I've just opened up more books, so I'm gonna give this a go. Normal People is Connell and Marianne grow up in the same small town in the west of Ireland, but the similarities end there. In school, Connell is popular and well-liked, while Marianne is a loner. When the two strike up a conversation, awkward but electrifying, something life-changing begins. Normal People is a story of mutual fascination, friendship and love. It takes us from that first conversation to the years beyond, in the company of two people who try to stay apart but find they can't. I don't know, like, it sounds interesting. I just don't know if I can get into it and read it because of the writing style, which is annoying, but I'm going to give it another go. So maybe that another go will be November. Then Amari and the Night Brothers. Really want to read this. So excited about this. The second book now has a release date. Can't remember it. I'll shove it up here. But yeah, really excited about this one. This is about Amari. Essentially, her brother goes missing. She needs to figure out what's going on. She ends up discovering a world of magic. That just sounds amazing. And it's a middle grade. And it's supernatural. There's creatures. There's magic. There's all sorts. I want to read it. I want to get to it. I will get to it. Then next up is Holes. I don't remember if I read this as a kid or not, but I don't think I did. But I very vividly remember the movie. I remember enjoying it. I want to give the book a go. It's really not deeper than that. Essentially, it's based around a juvenile detention centre where all they do is dig holes. Like that's what they do. 5 feet deep, 5 feet across, all day in the dried up lake bed. I really enjoyed the movie, so I'm hoping I'll enjoy the book, and I do really want to get round to it and read it. And I really like this cover as well. It's very interesting. Next up we have A Place Called Perfect. This one is part of a series, first book in a series. It's in Waterstone still. Saw it the other day, and essentially our main character, whose name is Violet, never wanted to move to Perfect. She moves there and people are going missing. You have to wear glasses because you're slowly getting blinder and blinder living there, but it's this perfect place. And yeah, it's a story of figuring that out and figuring out the creepy secrets that surround this perfect town. I think it sounds really interesting and a lot of fun. And then also in the blue section is Radio Silence. This is the older cover, but it does have a blue spine. So yeah, this is another Alice Osman one. Don't know a lot about this, but I know it deals with identity, diversity and freedom to choose and make your own choices. Excited to read about it, but from what I know about it, which is very limited, I don't want to read the back and like spoil myself or anything. I want to go into it quite blind, and that's what I plan to do. Then moving on to the kind of purple section, I have realised through looking into this and wanting to create rainbow shelves, there's not many books that have like purple covers or spines, and if they are, they don't seem to be like a bright purple. Don't know why that is, it's just something I've noticed. So to get started with, we have got these 3 books. These are part of the Disney Villains series, the first one being Fairest of All, which has a kind of purple spine, and I have read these 3 before a very long time ago, but I never got around to reading the 4th one, and earlier in this year I read the 4th one, which made me realise I don't actually remember as much as I thought I did from the first 3, so I want to reread these. They're really short, really interesting little books. They're roughly 200 pages each, something like that, and they basically follow the backstories of the villains. So Fairest of All is about the Wicked Queen from Snow White. Then there's also The Beast Within. This is about the Beast from Beauty and the Beast. And then there's Poor Unfortunate Soul, and this is about Ursula from The Little Mermaid. Really enjoyed them the first time round, just don't remember them that well, and it's a very big series, and having read the 4th book and remembering that one really well, kind of want to reread those before I go further into the series. So yeah, then this one, I think I'd class it as purple. Like if it was sat on a shelf it'd look purple, but it is half purple half green, but oh well. And that is Howl's Moving Castle. This is a middle grade that I really want to read, but it's also on my 30 books I want to read before 30 list, so I want to get round to it, and this seems like the perfect time to pop it on a TBR, so hopefully I'll get round to this one. And then last but not least is The Choice. I don't know what this is about, and I can't figure out what it's about. From the front of it, it looks quite like alien, sci-fi, something like that. Reading the back of it, it looks like it's like a world of flames, nuclear bombs, like it sounds like it could be dystopian, post-apocalyptic dreams of despair, depressive state, don't know. So all this made me want to pick it up, and then I looked at it on Goodreads and it looks like it's like a more of a like self-help non-fiction book. I really don't know what this is, and it has been translated, and obviously I can't read the original description because I don't read the language, so I really don't know what this is, but I want to give it a go because the cover made me want to buy it. I think it was only like £1 or something at a charity shop, but I really want to give it a go. And it's yeah, it sounds weird. There's a little bit at the bottom and it says it brings together elements of spiritual literature, science fiction, crime stories, psychological thrillers, romances, and the plot offers strong messages. So I just don't know what this is going to be, so I'm really excited to pick it up. And yeah, I know that was a lot of books. I don't even know how many there were. There were 25 books. I'm obviously not going to read all of them in the month of November, but hopefully I will get around to reading quite a few of them. Let me know down below if there's any of these books that you've read and really enjoyed, or just any of these books that you would recommend, because I really don't have an order of priorities at the moment with these. I just know I want to get round to them. But yeah, I do really hope that you enjoyed the video. Do give it a like if you'd like to, subscribe down below if you would like to see more content like this, and hopefully I will see you next time. Bye!